we'll follow the angel, saying Babylon is fallen. Is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the smoke of their torment ascends forever and ever. Then I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come.
Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. There's a father up above, and he's looking down in love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little hands, what you do. There's a father up above, and he's looking down in love. So be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. There's a father up above, and he's looking down in love. So be careful, little mouth, what you say.
Hey, the outsider!
Hello everybody. It is so nice to see everyone on a Tuesday.
The chapel's gotta be close.
I know we usually stream on Wednesdays, and we have a new little cell here. Everyone who's on Twitch, please, Twitch has a Phil emote, a hyper Phil. Please hyper Phil in chat. Phil is currently, we were off cam as the stream was starting, trying to get to the chapel sequence in Outlast 2. And we were just trying to get through the chase. It was very intense. Like, if we start the stream on this, I don't know how we're going to talk. Y'all sent in a lot of questions over the weekend for us to answer. Like I said, we can't get to everything, of course. And some of the things we can't really give answers on. But, you know, I always love seeing the questions because it gives us an idea of where everyone's mind is at. And what you remember after 9 years of playing Outlast 2. So I had a lot of fun replaying it this week. And glad to have Phil here with you.
Hello.
Learning the controllers. We're so used to playing on PC.
So long.
So we are heading towards the chapel. We are trying to find Lynn, of course. I saw some people in the chat also mentioning one of the first questions of if we are going to remake Outlast 1 and 2. I'm sorry if the trailer at the beginning seemed like us dropping a new trailer. It was not. It was just the old trailer. But yes, Outlast 2 is beautiful. It really is. So that's the update on that. It's not something we're working on right now. because it's not. I'm sorry if I gave everyone the impression that that was what was happening, but we just want to celebrate with you all this year because it's also 15 years of Red Barrels. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're doing something different this time. Everyone's tired of seeing me. Let's get the guys on. Let's talk a bit about what it was like making Outlast 2. We have one of the recordings coming up. Let's see what...
Forgot about that mechanic.
And then like going back and looking at your videos and just hearing a little one-liner.
What the fuck?
Oh, I missed just hearing...
Am I losing it?
Yeah, good old Sean.
Yeah, this sequence, like all the baby sequences, like with them, the dead babies, dead children. Very intense. It's also fun to replay after a long time, remembering all the different ways to get out of the places you kept getting stuck in. Always fun for me. Yeah, thank you everybody in chat who's reacting, saying congrats, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday year. Yeah, we also see one of the other questions we were getting a lot of was an update for the Outlast movie.
It's moving. It's not on the shelf gathering dust. We are working with the Lionsgate and cannot say more than this for now, but I can tell you that it's well and alive.
So just to give you guys some confidence, I know there's a lot going on in our world, and I know a lot of times it seems like I'm shrugging off your questions, but it's always good to hear from Phil too. I'm just like, no, but listen to my boss, he's saying the same thing. You can't say anything more, but things are moving. But yes, Hollywood works at a different pace. So the studios work at a different pace. We try to be as fast as we can. But you know, we can't, that's something that we can't fully control, but as long as we can give you a bit of confidence to know that there are things happening, and we can't wait to show you when the time comes. Bro, this whole chat's gonna be when Outlast 4. But on that note, I will go over to the questions that everybody submitted this weekend and ask Phil some of those. Well, first I want to ask Phil why this sequence, because I asked all the devs, like, what part of the game do you want to play? And Phil was like, Chapel.
It's well, it was a nightmare in terms of scripting. There was a lot of what we call what ifs, so a lot of things players could do to make the sequence go wrong. So yeah, I just want to talk about that, and also the rating. It's a sequence that gave us a bit of problem with the rating. Had to make some adjustments.
Adjustments, right? You were
Yes,
saying.
yes, adjustments.
Yeah.
Nothing more than adjustments. Not cutting anything, not changing the nature of the sequence. But yeah, we had to. I'll show you what we had to do. If I can survive Marta.
Yeah, I know with no bandages.
I don't remember where she comes from exactly. Ah,
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
I don't remember. And I'm dead.
Okay, sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better to just take the death, take the L, learn, and move on. That's what Outlast is all about. Seriously. A lot of learning. Yeah, so we had a question. I don't have a name for the question. I'll say them when I can, but a lot of times people ask the same thing, so I did summarize them. Again, thank you for submitting those. But yeah, somebody did ask about how it was navigating the ESRB regulations for Outlast 2. So I think it's helpful to talk about it. Another thing that we got a lot of questions about was the setting. I'm going to touch on it as well with David, but going from Outlast 1 in an asylum and then developing a map.
I heard her smash. Yeah, that sequence was also a nightmare in terms of scripting because you want to convey the feeling that she can smash through walls and all that, but the tech really wasn't there, so we had to fake it, and I had to come up with a lot of just good old triggers and timing, and just to give you the impression she can organically smash through stuff. But really, it's all it all depends on what you're doing, and then we decide what she smashes and what she doesn't. Come on, go,
Girl.
No. Oh yeah, right. We did that. Okay. Phew.
It's funny because it's the same when you're in the slaughterhouse and you get pulled and you're like, what? I thought I did that right. But alas. I think there is a film here. Do you film the person? Yeah.
Yes. So you know the game better than me.
Woo! Hell yeah. I mean, it's been a while, okay? It has been a while. We've been kind of cooking a lot of stuff, right? So it's like totally fair. But you know what? It's so refreshing. Like after playing so much Trials, going back and playing Outlast 1 and 2 is a lot of fun. You realize all the little Easter eggs. You notice all the little flower texture, that pink little flowers. People in chat, please tell me I'm not crazy. The flower textures, it's in some of the scenes of like schools and stuff and the kids. And it looks a bit like one of the textures that we have in Outlast Trials. And I was like, I keep piecing together. I'm telling you, okay, when I see it, I'm not nuts. When I see it, I will point it out. And please,
I'm not saying you
chat.
are. No, I may be totally unaware of this. I mean, people do stuff in the game that I'm still finding out about it. So,
that's
like
true.
all the stuff they're doing in Trials with the Easter eggs and all that, I have no idea what these guys are doing. I found out about it just like players.
I appreciate that.
So the sequence here, we're about to enter the chapel, and we're going to hear a conversation that's going to give us the information we need to go to the next beat. And the idea was basically, we're going to hide and listen to them. But of course, this hiding and listening is something that's hard for a player to do. So we had to come up with, what if the player comes out and what if he tries to run and all that. So we had to come up with a lot of scripting to cover all these what ifs.
Oh, poor Mary.
Who are you? My name's Blake.
The outsider.
Judas?
The father.
I'm not anybody's father. I just...
Kill me. You have to kill me. North is coming back. With Mary. He'll hurt her and I'll talk. If you kill me...
Someone in the chat said they think he's voiced by the guy who voiced Eddie.
It's quite possible. I don't remember.
Francis is coming.
We've been working with a lot of actors over the years, so a lot of these guys come back.
Not the actions of a woman unburdened by an immaculate conscience.
Mary. Oh God.
So obviously, I think players are
Can't see you.
aware that they need to listen, but we have to, if you're trying to do this, and then wow. So hopefully, the players try it once, no more, and then they understand. Okay, I'm not supposed to do that, and then they get back to focusing on the scripted event.
We found her, trying to flee amongst
Now,
the
if you
stars.
remember,
Not the actions of a woman
they bring
unburdened
the women
by
on
an
the
immaculate
stretcher,
conscience.
and you see that guy there, and that's what needed to be done for ratings. Because you can pull a camera and then you can zoom, and seeing a woman tortured and all that didn't go well, so we added this NPC to cover her
God hates
partially.
vanity.
Even though once the whole script is done and everybody leaves, you can walk and just go and see it for yourself. But we needed to make that change, and then I had to argue that it would be good enough. We don't have to cut the scene.
To find her and kill her and save this paradise from hell everlasting.
I will say a lot of the times I just didn't even. I never noticed there was a person in the way because I just never watched.
Well, again, then
so scared.
cool. Then the solution, the compromise worked. It didn't take
It
anything.
depends on your angle, right? When you're hiding,
Yeah.
you can have a different view. Yeah, he's just.
But yeah, I mean, it's part of the DNA of Outlast. Just like Half-Life, we don't want to take control away from the players unless there's a narrative reason for it. We don't want to have traditional cinematics. So we needed to come up with strategies like this to basically have a scripted, it's a cinematic moment where we give information to players, but we don't want you to feel that you're not in control of your character anymore. This whole stretcher thing that was from Braveheart, Mel Gibson, if I remember correctly.
A lot of people were asking, like, what were your movie inspirations, text inspirations when you're creating Outlast? I know we've answered that question for Outlast, and when we have an anniversary, we can go back there. But for Outlast too, because it was such a different setting, did you have like specific?
Jonestown, it's not a movie per se, but the whole thing that happened there with Jim Jones, that was probably a big starting point for us.
Yeah. Especially not as Jim Jones, a Jim Jones-esque cult leader. Yeah.
So we did a lot of research for this. There was also the Heretics came from an artist that I'm not forgetting the name, but it's a French artist who does a lot of sculpture with clay and mud, but on body. And then that gave us like the visual direction for the Heretics.
And the line he says that Blake says on this is like, someone had also asked, like, what was one of your favorite voice lines or scenes in there? And I think
there is just before the chapel. There is a chase with the villagers trying to get to you, and one of them says, "He's in the house," and just the way he said it, we were always using that line on the floor, like, "He's in the house."
I know what part you're talking about. The flashlight like flashes in the window.
Yeah.
And they see you.
There's that from Outlast 1. There's Wernicke at the end where he says, I know, I'm supposed to be dead. That one would come out once in a while.
Someone had, I'm going to be honest, like, someone had also straight up been like, I want to get an Outlast tattoo. What are your favorite quotes? And I was like, please do not take our favorite quotes as like, what's a tattoo on you? Make it mean something to you. But I was like, that person's going to watch this stream and be like, taking notes. There
was also Lynn near the end when she says to Martha, fuck you and fuck your God.
A classic
always.
with the I watched my God.
How do I turn on night vision? I forget. Okay,
I watched my... Oh God, why am I forgetting it now? Chat, insert Val voice line. I need to put myself in her.
I think there was a question about this here, the chase.
Fucking your God to death. That God doesn't love you, not like I do. Also good.
You wanted to talk about why we cut some chases?
Yes.
So there used to be a chase here.
Tell us.
The reason there were a couple of main reasons. The first one is we were never happy with the balance of Outlast 2 when we shipped it. Too hard, maybe too many chases, and so that's why we kept making adjustments along the way. And when we did the Switch port, we used that opportunity to make a big update on all the games, on all the platforms, and make some balancing adjustments and also pacing adjustments. So, and here, I mean, maybe ideally we would have kept the chase for harder difficulties, but no, it was an update. We didn't want to take too many risks, so we went with the safest solution and just cut it out completely. But we thought that might be better for pacing after this intense scene with the torture, to have a little moment of more absorbing the atmosphere and that. So that's why we cut a few chases in the game to try to improve the pacing and also make the game maybe a little more accessible.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Some people in the chat were like, why not make it optional? And like, exactly, like the team did think about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, we could have kept the chase for harder difficulties, but it would have been a trickier change that needed more testing. And at that point, we were kind of working on the new game. And so we didn't want to take risk and had to do too much testing. And honestly, based on most of the feedback we got, we felt it was a necessary adjustments.
Okay. Yeah, fair. Working on the new game. Yeah, the new game was Outlast Trials, clearly. But it's cool to know that context now. But people definitely noticed when that change was made. I'm glad we could give you all an explanation for that. I know some people were mentioning also there was like a Marta and Val scene. We wanted the final beat between Val and Marta, so maybe we did record some dialogues for it, but we didn't end up doing it. Again, maybe for pacing reasons and scope, because at that point it had been 3 years and that game needed to come out. Yeah, there was a delay as well. So was the delay because of something specific?
Nothing more than just okay.
I'm giving Phil the like tough questions.
No, I'm just trying to see if there's something I'm not remembering right now, but no, it was just that we needed more time. That's it.
Yeah, fair. Like you had a bar of what quality you wanted. More dead babies.
Well, we didn't want to cut. There was nothing we wanted to cut. I mean, in terms of location.
And we're going to be playing for we're going to have Phil for about another 10 minutes. So I want to get to some questions that some people had for you. One of them is about conspiracy theories. That Outlast has some great lore based on real conspiracy theories. What was the inspiration with the hallucinations and the microwave radio towers for Outlast 2 and the morphogenic engine?
Well, part of it is going back to Jonestown and Jim Jones. There are some theories that this whole thing was MK Ultra experiment.
Yes.
So that inspired us. And also I remember reading about a French village, I think it was in the south of France, where everybody went into a global hallucination and they realized like it was in the bread. There was a bacteria in the bread, I think, something like that.
Like a fungus or like a
monster? And then some people said that all this, it was done on purpose to see how a village would react to how do you call it? Not a global hallucination.
Like a psychosis,
Well, it's like when you get a bunch of people hallucinating the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, but I don't remember.
Communal psychosis, mass psychosis, mass hysteria. You're all correct.
All of the above.
Chat, you're all correct. Group psychosis. It definitely has psychosis in it. I think this part was a part I was in the leaves for a very long time. A good question that we had was going from Outlast, which was a closed map, this game being a more open map. At what point in development do you realize like maybe certain things should be more obvious of like what route to take? How much do you let a player circle until they find the clues to know where to go?
Yeah. The biggest challenge obviously having open areas was going to be a different challenge for us, but the main difficulty came from the choices of lighting, because as you can see, it's kind of a full moon, and so we're using the moon, but it makes a lighting that's more subtle, more nuanced than we did in Outlast 1, and that creates challenge because not everybody has a monitor or a TV calibrated the same way or appropriately, and so you end up with people saying like, this is well balanced, and then you got other people saying I'm always out of battery because I'm always using my night vision. It's way too dark. So, yeah, that was a lesson learned for. Whoops, and I'm in trouble.
Yeah, usually I would just be lost in the sauce, follow the gate until I hit this, and then I'm like, okay, I kind of know. Oh. Doesn't exist. We are safe for now. Okay, I'm gonna ask a really tough question, and feel free to just look at me and not respond if ever. But it was asked a lot, and I see the chat saying it too. Was there supposed to be a DLC for Outlast 2?
There was never a plan. The bottom line is that we after Outlast 1, we went straight into Outlast 2, and so we worked a lot for several years, and we were just like burned out. We needed to take a break after Outlast 2, and after the summer, it didn't make sense to us to ship a DLC, work on a DLC that would ship like almost a year after the game. And we needed to switch on Unreal 4 and learn that. So yeah, we just decided to move on. It's not like we had, and there were no, like, seriously, there were no ideas on the table. Maybe that was part of the reason. Is like we didn't know what would be. There were no clear ideas on what would make a good DLC. For Outlast 2.
It was also a chunkier game than Outlast 1 was, right? Because Outlast 1, you made it, you had an idea.
Yeah, scope-wise, it's the equivalent of Outlast 1 and its DLC. We basically made the same scope of game with the second one, but in one go instead of making a game and a DLC.
That should do the trick.
Yeah, that's what I always felt like. I have the benefit of working with the team, so I see, and you see how much it takes to make a game. You need to stay creative. Oh, fuck, the chase started. So it makes sense that the team just needed to recharge and really think about what was next.
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
I don't remember where I need to go.
I know.
Every time I play this, I swear, I go in the same loop. I end up hiding in the, like, water, dans la roue, in the water, and I'm like, what am I doing here? And then I find the real place to go, and I'm like, oh, shit, it was right in front of my face. Because you replaced the thingy.
Do you have to redo that?
I think you have to redo it. You already have it in your pockets.
Okay.
Yeah, and you need to go back up. Damn it. So I see David is ready to tap in. He's in the washroom. He's taking the opportunity to take a little pee break before we're playing, because if not, like Phil said before this, you can end up shitting your pants while you play, you know? We didn't make underscares for nothing. So they're somewhere here. We have one in the office, hiding somewhere. But everyone has been super patient and very understanding with us, at least when it comes to how we could communicate about, especially the movie and stuff like that, or next updates for Outlast Trials. And like we always say, the team right now is really working on Outlast Trials. But a lot of people were wondering, when you made Outlast 1, did you know you were making Outlast 2 afterwards? Was it always an anthology?
Well,
was it always a world?
I mean, it was a hope that the first game would have enough success that we could start a franchise. So we did develop the backstory and the lore for Murkoff to cover those potential games.
Just do the trick.
But it was. I need to go over. Okay, I need to go under.
Yes, you did it, and now you
So
skirt
it was.
this guy.
Damn it.
Or you can hop over the railing,
Probably.
do some parkour.
Parkour.
I
I guess not.
This isn't Outlast Trials. Like in Outlast Trials, you can hop over the vertical, like angled railings as well. I think you go back in the building and lock the door on him. It's always the scariest place to go. That's where you gotta go. Shut up, sir. Lock the door.
Oh yeah, right.
No.
I remember.
I know. Once you see it, it's like a aha moment. And then, so Outlast 2, beginning to end, took 3 years to develop.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 years. Okay, we're safe. So this is a good place to transition. Chat. When we get into a safe space, we're going to be able to swap. But either way, David is going to be playing through the Scalled section. He was very quick to it, saying like the
Oh,
Scalled.
do you already have a save game
Yeah.
for this? Okay.
Yeah, because I can peruse the chapters
Well,
on here.
you tell me.
What's like anything else you would like to tell the community, the fans? You saw the questions. I know we couldn't get to all of them, but it's okay. A lot of them were lore related, and I want to wait for JT for that. So I'd love to. I asked you more about the development questions, but anything in the development that made you that you'd like to like maybe say a story or something like that?
Well, we definitely wanted to do something more complex narratively with this one. I have a main character that struggles and has internal conflicts.
I love both.
And there was definitely decision to focus more on the religion aspects. Obviously, we're not talking about, just we're talking about extremists here. People who go to extreme to achieve their goal. So yeah, that's always been part of the DNA of Outlast to expose those extremists. So I think, the thing is that's funny about video game development and any art form is that, you start with an idea, then you let it evolve, and you sometimes you don't even know where it's going to end. So yeah, we had an overall idea and structure for this game, but at some point, you got to listen to the game and what it wants to become. And to me, that's almost like that's the fun part, because it's like you plant the seed and then you let it grow and you watch
collaborate.
it.
Like
Yeah.
the team is very collaborative. Like the way we work on Trials started with how you guys worked.
Yeah, no, we like to say we're a jazz band. We've grown a bit now, so maybe it's more like a jazz ensemble. But I can't remember now. I need to. But yeah, definitely no. We don't want to be a symphonic orchestra and with people who just follow a cue sheet. We like to jam. We like to jazz.
Get the gate open.
Yeah, everybody asking about Blake's asthma. It's funny because I was like, I know the glasses break, But the asthma, I think, was just like something like the stamina. Like it just was probably.
Yeah, no, it's we're all like always looking for ways, systems, mechanics, behaviors to make you feel powerless. I mean, that's the funny thing about making a horror game compared to a traditional game is that in a traditional game you want your players to feel empowered, and so they learn to master whatever attributes their character has and become better at it and beat better opponents. And the horror game, at least the Outlast kind of horror game, it's the opposite. You want players to feel like shit. You want them to suffer. You want them to feel powerless, and I mean, even if some games with they give you guns, but if you look at the speed you're running, like you're not like an old grandma with a marchette, and it's like you're not really running. So it's still about feeling powerless. It's just they do it with the run and the speed of the run, and in our case, we make you run like.
A lot.
You make you run like your life depends on it.
Yeah, that's why Blake's cardio went up, right? So the asthma had to get thrown out the window because Blake needed more cardio. Shout out to the person who asked if Blake would survive better in Outlast 1. There's your answer. He would do pretty well. I need the truth about Miles' stamina training from using actions. Dude, you got it. Oh, man. I also love this sequence with the barn. I suffered through this on a long stream once. For those who were there, But yes, on that, I think David is good to come in.
Yeah, we switch.
We're going to take a little pause. Everyone, thank you for being in the chat. Everyone, put some Phil emotes in the chat. Spam the hyperphil on Twitch. We might do this again for Outlast 1's anniversary.
Anytime.
It's our first year, so we're testing out the stream. Hope you guys enjoy it. So, and Phil will come back, because if you guys don't enjoy it, Phil's not gonna. He has work to do. And on that, we'll be right back with David Chateauneuf. Bye.
Cheers.
We're back. Welcome. We are here with David
guys.
Chateauneuf, game designer and co-founder of Red Barrels. A happy 15 years,
Thank you.
Red Barrels.
Yeah, oui.
Bon 9 ans, Outlast 2.
Thanks to you guys, for that.
Ma première question, my first question. I'm going to do a bit of franglais here so that everybody in the chat can learn a bit of French, and also, get the answers to your questions you wanted to ask David.
Yeah.
So David chose the Scalled section to play. What was the reason? C'était quoi la raison?
It's because it's the section that I work on the most. Phil worked on some level design layout. We had also some other guy that worked on different part,
Okay.
and that was a part that I specifically wanted to work on because that's the zombie part.
Yeah.
I really enjoy.
George Romero fan?
Yeah, all the zombie things for me they are kind of a really good moment. It's always like a joke with gore and puke and everything. So
So when
working
it
on
comes
this.
to film inspo, Evil Dead,
yeah, with all that.
anything else?
For the Wicker Man. Wicker Man was really a good game, a good movie. Sorry,
Right.
Like we got inspired us for that, like the whole cult thing. Another, the Shrine, the movie Shrine, was something quite cool because the whole setting of having a couple going to somewhere in the isolated village was kind of really interesting as well for the setting.
Oui, yes.
And the whole like bringing your girlfriend stuff. So that helped us a lot, like setting up the idea, and also the idea of I think there was the fake baby or fake pregnancy thing. There was like those inspiration came from that movie.
From the Shrine.
Yeah, from the Shine. Children of the Corn in some of the section also like we liked it because of the high herbs, and I really like the Stephen King vibes. So
Yeah, like the cornfields.
yes,
You get the Children of the Corn vibe.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's no kids in these fields,
I know.
but it's the same kind of like the eyes peeking around.
Yeah, but instead of the kids, like we had those in that portion of the game. We have all those like sick people that were like really lying on the grass on the ground.
Just the cysts all over them. The pus.
Yeah, and seeing all the it was so cool. So for me, it's kind of kids playing in the grass where you can barely see them, see just their eyes through the grass. So it was really a pretty good and intense moment there.
And this is the whole scripted sequence where you first meet Nick and Laird.
Yes, definitely. So introducing the new big character that has like deform one big guy and the brain on the top was really something that we really liked. Then having a long-range weapon was also something that we haven't tried in Outlast 1. So it was always like close-range thing. And now I was like, okay, I want to try it. Try something different with close range and hiding from long distance. So I was like, okay, that was for me quite a good challenge, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then the forest as well. That was a setting that we haven't touched. So I really wanted to exploit it. But I know that was quite a challenge. The trying to guide the player there.
Yeah.
I
I
think there was.
pre-asked the questions. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Because that was one of the questions exactly that I also mentioned to Phil was how do you set up the sequences of clues?
It was quite different from Outlast 1. Outlast 1 was always like corridors, ceiling, lights. Now in a forest like this, see like for instance in that example, there was we did put a small like
Crawl?
a ton, yeah, so we can follow, and then always having those big rocks and and yeah, things
It's
a big
funny
wall
'cause
so that the player is.
the river to follow.
You think?
That's how I always played this part. I always followed the river because I was always like, I keep getting lost. They put clues for me. Like,
Yeah,
I need to look. I felt like I did have to follow.
Yeah, well, that was
Eventually.
when you are lost in the forest. That's what you have to follow to find yourself. So that, because we didn't have any like compass or anything, we didn't
Right.
want the player to. We always want the player to feel a little bit lost, but not being frustrated. And I think in Outlast 2, that was we pushed the bound, like the limit. People we heard that people complain a bit about that because guys, it was really hard
The chat.
finding
chat's
the
gonna react
right
to
balance. But we the goal was not to piss people off. We just at some point when you're so used to your game, you're like, okay, well it's easy. But then we
Like that branch. I swear I tried to parkour those rocks
damn.
so much.
You know, for me it was obvious. Like
I was like, that thing's gonna break. I didn't realize this isn't real life.
yeah, but again, we didn't want to create like a fake wall, invisible wall.
Yeah,
Never.
agreed.
So we had to come up with like a guideline of really hedgy rock, so player knows that he can put his hand, but not going into all the other games where they put like a white or yellow on the ledge. So because we wanted
Sometimes
to be
there's blood in this sequence
we
as well.
said that we find our
Sometimes.
way to help the player, but yes, like it was not perfect. We're sorry for guys. We're sorry, yeah. But then still, the experience we really enjoy doing, like building it. Like here, see, that's the first section where we need to build up the tension. So you see the grass falling, moving a bit. So it's like, okay, what is it gonna be? And to be honest, it's been a while I haven't played the game, so I might I don't quite
love
remember. No, I don't remember much of the
So
of the
far,
events.
you've done great.
Okay. See.
Your eyes have been on the prize. You've known where to go.
Yeah, those moments I remember, but the guy crawling, I didn't remember that. I remember putting the grass moving, just to tease, but then like seeing the guy, but at least it didn't scare me. So I think I'll be good. But if you guys see me jumping, it's gonna be it's gonna be special because for me it's like sleeping. Like watching Exorcist before going to sleep.
Yeah, it's just chill. I think we're all a bit like that.
Yeah.
If you work here, especially.
See here, setting up the fact that the path is blocked, having a bunch of people attached to this, sickness there, just to give
the extra
of things. There we go. So Evan, like going deeper, that was really important for me. So we fell off a bridge, and then we go down and deeper again. That was like something to put the player in the uneasy.
So what was the most challenging part of like getting this whole level set up? Especially if you're saying like you changed the altitude, you went down, up, you added like a bunch of nuance in the forest of how to get around and
I think it was the. Oh yeah, I remember that scene. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
The guy shooting in the water. See that was something. That was something. I wanted to do. Like, and then wiping his ass.
Listen, living in the wild is hard. Survival is hard and real.
I think the challenge about your question was to make sure that people doesn't feel like so disconnected from the objective because the mind was so far. Then we were like, okay, but at some point with the transition, we couldn't always help the player saying, okay, I'm here compared to before. So we always had to come up with like the mind at like far ahead. But then
There's no compass, right? So you need something to tell you the direction.
some hint, and then making the player sure that he understands that he's getting closer. So the mind is, oh, damn it. Okay, so I'm talking too much. The guy is not happy.
Yeah, he's
Okay, let's
slowly
just go.
coming after you. Oh.
Okay,
oh,
yeah. That I remember.
You remember this.
That the
Yeah.
puking guy.
It was the first thing he told me. He's like, you know the Scalled section? We'll get in. Then the guy's going to grab you and puke on you. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. My God.
And I did some research also about those kind of place where those guys, where people those guys were sick, so then they had no toilet. They had to manage on their own. So let's just go inside. I remember it's not much of danger here. Having that,
There's a battery, I think, or a dog.
people like shitting and peeing there. So and the player has to go through those places at some point.
That's a potty hole?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So if the player wanted to get there, lock the door, and then like an enemy would come, there was you could still hide under the bed, but then there was always that path here that you could just put your.
You gotta survive. Again, survival's hard.
All right, batteries. Here, what do we have? Oh yeah, that's where. So we did the Nick and Laird intro before, creating something mysterious. So, but we had to do it again just to remind the player that it's not that far in a place where the player might go. So yeah, having this recording moment, and then having to make his way up.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're going back up. I remember at this part too, I didn't know where to go, and I was like, okay, I'm going back up.
That's it, because you fell down, and so the player was like, okay, there was a place where you had to go back up to find the mine. So that was the moment where it's like, okay, we have to help the player finding where to go. Okay, that's here. And then always it gives us like some extraordinary view when we do that.
Yeah.
So
enjoying
like
the scenery, taking in the beautiful like lighting of the sky.
Yeah. And then see like fire jumping here, and then back down again, and now you're in the zone where Nuclear was. So it was like, okay, now anti-backtrack. Always a great moment to create the tension, so the player he knows that he's going to be stuck there, and he can only go forward, but then cannot go that much back.
Especially then now you just got knocked down into where you saw Nick and Laird.
Yeah, so the player.
So you're like, fuck.
So again, I'm like, no problem, but oh shit. Okay, sorry. No, see,
okay,
the fire thing of fire arrow was important.
Yeah.
Seeing the projectile, and
I mean, and the lighting is so awesome.
Okay.
So
Now I'll see guys if I can beat my own sequence.
Yeah, can you beat it?
I think I can. And also being so crawling here put the player so much in a sense of vulnerability.
Yeah.
So it was really important for us to be like close to the ground, seeing that. Okay, should I run? Okay, I'll run. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's far enough.
Yes. Stress. No, I'm all good.
The beautiful music of Samuel Laflamme.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, I remember it's right here by the house. All right.
And it's not the door.
No, yeah. Again, damn.
Le casier. Oui.
Those transition.
Yes.
The transition.
So we got a lot of questions about that.
Go ahead.
Some people were asking, like, some of the transitions are so smooth from one world to the other. Phil mentioned that he knew when you wanted to make this game, you wanted to make it about Blake, his trauma, son histoire, that he was going through something. How did that story and technicality come into making the transition?
We work very a lot. Like Hugo Dallaire was really also part of the whole.
Yeah, Hugo Dallaire it doesn't usually do the player-facing things, but he's here. We're gonna make a little cardboard cutout of him.
That guy's awesome. He really he tried to do all the transition, making sure that view of when you slide. There was always at the end of each sequences there was a part of the real map, the real school, and part of the like the canyon thing. So we always had to be specific at every place, merge that the turning with the popping of the player at some point, and then do a teleport. So all that using the constraint of all the behavior. So we had to find all those behavior, trying to make it fit in the sequence that we got. And it's in Memento, the movie that goes backward.
Yep.
Phil always wanted to do that type of story in a video game. So when we talk, it was like, we could do like in the school, we go backward, but then so we start by exiting the school, which is the end of the school story. But then for the player, it would be okay going backward. So we were like, is it gonna work? So for the school, I had to make the whole layout, making sure that if you look, if you take the real map of the school, it really works. You really go into all those sequences in order and fits with the actual corridor and
in the building. You see the same landmarks in the building definitely. When you're back.
So that was a freaking challenge, but I really enjoyed it. Like to make to help Phil make his dream about like that, because and I really enjoyed it. It was really a good challenge, really fun to do.
Speaking of Phil's dreams, I was realizing it clicked yesterday when I was playing through the part on the roof with all the snow.
Yeah.
And I was like, Phil loves The Thing, the movie The Thing.
Yeah.
And that snowy sequence. I know that's another thing he had mentioned to me, like, oh, it'd be so cool. And I was like, I think, was that Phil? The setup? Was that him getting that little itch?
Good question. I think
that was a Phil question, but I forgot.
I think it was all about doing contrast. Like, we had those ideas about doing Outlast 2 in the snow, but then I don't know, with the theme of the cold, and it really felt more like a Jonestown type of like temperature, and canyon type of thing was also something really like the weather is dead, like, so the snow was really a contrast to that. And always, and that also we had to make a storm so the player doesn't feel like, when I'm outside, it's like it's calm, it's really
it's
cool.
Always safe.
No, yeah. So it was even outside, it was never safe. So we had to go back in. So player was like, so the thing kind of helped us in that way of like, okay, I have to go back inside because no one's gonna kill me. So that was all part of a combination of ideas that he wanted to do. Me wanted to do the canyon, but then trying to put his idea in mind,
So you know what? In the end, it worked out. Then Hugo Dallaire comes in with the transitions.
Yeah.
And in the end, you get this.
What the fuck?
You get freaking psycho Loudermilch.
Yeah. Again, those effect was Hugo's idea, doing research about how can we put like the ghosty, because that's the thing. Outlast 1 was all about the real thing that happens except for the War Rider.
Yes.
But then here we wanted like how we cannot go into ghost things. So going back into his memory,
mind,
in his mind, and having those hallucinations, it did help us creating that like ghost kind of vibe, but still being focused on the character and having important moments that means something, and not just like having a real ghost.
Being like, ooh, it's a spooky supernatural thing. It's like, no, there is some physical reality. to it, and then we transition
we're
back.
going
into
back.
the two.
So again, that was I had to put like that trunk there. The trunk was really in the school for the transition, and then while we were climbing, black screen, we unload the screen, the school, and if you see backwards, actually, if you look,
left bumper. Can you left bumper?
It's
Oh,
I
you
have
can't.
to, I have
you
to
crawl a bit.
Yeah, I have to crawl a bit.
We're gonna check it.
Let's go. Hey, see? So you still have, like, you could, I think we did test it, but we had to put a rock at least. So
To cover this
yeah,
the school.
to block the players. But then it kind of helped us still say, okay, well, if we have to go forward, let's come up with a scene then.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool the way it's done. The chat is reminiscing as well. Chat, I just also want to say, I know you're asking some side questions as well. I'm sorry if I don't see them or get to them.
Praise God.
But yeah, everything that we're chatting about is thanks to all the questions we got from all the fans over the weekend. Oh, I don't know if you know this. Nick and Laird, their names, was it based off of anyone?
Oh.
Nick, was it Nick? Somebody mentioned, is it based on Nick Tremblay?
I'm not.
That's why I was like, some of these questions, I think it might be a Phil question, it might be a JT question. JT is not here today. Though someone in the chat mentioned it earlier. He's not here.
For JD, I think.
Yeah. They're like, we're here for the technical side of things and the story, which is great because we don't get that a lot. So, well, JT will have to come another time.
Get my hammer and nails.
No.
Get on up that
Oh, this
hill.
part.
Well,
the
that-
crucifixion.
That was my favorite scripted event part scene of the whole game.
The sacred word.
Like being dragged there, seeing that you cannot do anything, putting like those guys here and there, and the cross thing. Like we at the beginning we were like, okay, we have to push the boundaries again.
What?
Are we gonna do that? Are we okay? And the three of us were like, are you a problem? Do you have a problem with that? Like, no, no. Yeah, let's do it then.
Yeah, it's like the biggest thing was just Phil explained the ESRB rating in the scene with Mary. That is something you worked around. You didn't cut.
No.
You worked around it. So this is something like in conception where you're not stopping yourselves. You kind of, yeah, one of the questions that somebody had asked was how does our team navigate these kind of really intense moments in the game and making sure it's, you know, kind of in our comfort level. And that's kind of the way we work, even on trials.
It always starts with Phil and I having like a really gruesome bad idea that you guys should never know that we talked about because you might think we're crazy and actually we might be a bit.
Listen,
but
Outlast 2, like if I'm streaming it this way, like it is what it is because of a brainchild, and it's a take on horror. It's a take on how we process fear and feeling helpless. That's what Phil also mentioned. And building a world in a video game out of that feeling. So the edginess and the gore has become a trademark. See, like you couldn't back away from it.
No. It's part of actually. It's even when I'm talking to friends or I am meeting family. At some point, there's a discussion going on, and I'm like, oh yeah, we could kill someone with that, or we could like extort. Like, it's like what? Oh, it's my brain.
Hypothetically, it's just
they
in
know.
a video game.
They know I'm just inspired. You know, my brain is connected to that since I'm like 8. I was watching horror movies all the time. For me, it was a way of like living, feeling, like having emotions. So for me, it's that's why it's nothing. It's just and I like it reviving those moments or trying to.
It's a movie. It's like
Of course.
like it feels like a movie.
So pushing, it was like again the SRB and all those. I understand. I'm a dad. I've got
Yeah.
kids. I don't want them to watch what I'm doing.
Exactly, like that's my boundary. It's like
Yeah, so I have,
Hell,
but I know that people, and it's not bad. It just it's fun. It brings something. It's like, and we have like again, drew some ideas.
someone in chat said, imagine having Red Barrel's dads, like Red Barrel's devs as your dads. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of dads in the studio. There's a lot of like
And we
you know?
go in parks and we
You're
playing.
normal
You know,
people.
it's we're freaking normal people.
But yeah.
Having a passion, and
Yeah.
that's the thing.
You're creating something that's external from the real world while taking inspiration from the real world, but dramatizing, of course. Like Terrifier isn't a real movie, okay, guys? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's gory, it's dramatic, and it's horror for a reason. And it's to tell the deeper story. That's why I always like really liked Outlast 2. It's a contentious thing. Like people were like, oh, Outlast 2 after 1 was like very different. Very different. And you know what? I will ask you the question as one of our last questions.
Go ahead.
What made the team want to go into something so different? I know you mentioned a bit of the setting. You guys were talking about what the setting of Outlast 2 would be, what it could have been.
It's at some point, we were limited at the beginning. We were limited with constraint of money, budgets, size of team. We couldn't afford everything. So we had to deal with what we had, and that helped us a lot. Now we wanted to continue starting to build like a franchise, because that was okay. Like I said to Phil and Hugo, I could do horror games forever. So, but players were asking for more. They were. So it was like, okay, let's do Outlast 2, and then what thematic, what could be the next thing? Because there was the asylum with crazy people, so we had to continue with the craziness of
Like
the human being.
unhinged. Yeah, the mind, like the thematic
always
of,
going
of
with
the
this,
mind.
but then I think we might happen to be a little bit, I would say, lost with the fact that now, okay, we can go further and we can build more, and I think it did still, even if we have the big thing, the gold story that goes from the beginning to the end, with the mines and crossing a lot of different section visual. So we went really far, and I think at some point we might have lost a little bit of the minimal but sufficient. So that kind of happened a bit. So that's why at some point we might be, there are some sections that might feel longer, or you feel lost, or maybe a little bit less scary because you feel outside.
Yeah.
But we wanted to, that was our challenge, to go further into the story, having something linear, experience different setting. So the syphilitic, the crazy, the people at the beginning, the cornfield. So there was so many thematic that we wanted to exploit. That was that's what pushed us, and really enjoyed it. Again, that's you see, I'm playing the game, and I'm like, we haven't done this, and so there was so many things we could have exploited more, but we had to cut and at least help the player.
You said the word. Okay, I was waiting for it.
Had to cut.
What did you cut? No, so many people in chat kept saying that, and we were on a good conversation so far, me and you and Phil as well. And I don't like to always talk about the cut, because I don't like to give the players too much of this is what Outlast 2 could have been, because let's be honest, it is great for what it is, and I get that when you cut something, you kind of want it to just stay where it is, right? There's some people who mentioned, we talked about the chase that was cut with Phil. There was Val and Marta were supposed to have a scene together. Their deaths were supposedly supposed to be different and all this stuff. What was the thing that cut that was maybe one of the hardest discussions that you had to have? Let's put it that way. And if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. I just want the chat to know I'm acknowledging it.
Yeah, the cup thing.
It's tough, right?
It's definitely tough. I think.
Like, what was something that you were like, you know what, we have to cut this, and it's
been
RIP,
a while.
but
It's been a while. I think it's not. Cutting was really not a strength in at Red Barrels. We're so small. So when we produce something, we're trying to reuse it.
Yeah.
So I think what we did not do is like, especially in the first village, we at some point we built the whole village and we were like, okay, the game is too long. It's gonna be hard. So instead of exploiting walking to the village scarily, we did a big chase. Like, we did 2 big chase that was like, okay, well, let's do this. So we might have cut ideas to how exploit the village more
because of the chase.
but because of the chase.
Yeah.
So because we're like, okay, the pacing is okay, let's do a chase here because it's freaking the player. The player needs to see something else. So that happened, but I don't recall like quickly like that. I don't recall any specific moment that we're like we cut something. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
kind of
one thing to tell the players, I think, to give them all that means that nothing was cut that you really needed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you went through the game. It was play tested. You got the feedback. You guys internally discussed and built what you wanted, and that it ended up as it was, right? Like,
Definitely. I think we might have like the polish phase. We could have like spent more time on it.
we had to get the game out.
Yeah, we had.
Easter was coming.
Yeah,
Easter 2017.
yeah, and people were like, "Oh, we want it. It's like, okay. So it was
Hustle,
a matter
hustle.
of like, yeah.
Wait, I love this part.
Yeah, the jumping. Yeah, that.
I'm just gonna check with our next guest.
Jumping and then water attracting someone, having to like the hiding in the water thing.
I always fucked this up. I always thought I was gonna drown a lot quicker than I did. I would keep peeking,
Yeah, that.
like a little. Bloop, bloop,
And I
seal.
saw on YouTube player what they wanted to do is like they wanted to just to go on the side and exit, but I think we might have not think about all the consequences of if you go there and
Okay, yeah, like if you end up in a side ditch, which
Yeah,
I have a
there
lot,
was, I
circling
think
in an area that I thought was where I had to go, and then no.
it was always like trying to build like build emotion, but then all the players they were really wise, trying to go even further. That's part of the thing that I was saying about the playtesting. We said, we haven't playtested that way of playing, and then there was some issue about that.
Okay, that's fair, and I think
Again, see that one was quite easy.
easier.
No.
Yeah, that one wasn't like building.
We
up,
at some point
setting
we
around.
needed moment like that because we were out of ideas.
You were like, guys, but you know what? In the end, it really did stand out in this part, the transition and building the emotion and the tension of what is Jessica's story and Blake's story also. I know I appreciated it.
Drawing on a wall it meant something. It kind of reminded me also something really funny. I think there was a question about something. Fuck.
Just
Damn. Okay, that one I didn't remember.
just a little speedrunner.
Okay, yeah, that remember. Okay, I'm kind of lost. Okay, let's see if I'm gonna jump.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Lost is good.
What was the intention there?
Ouais, c'est le bruit du Red Barrel's intro. Le
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that was also okay.
yeah, the schools for me.
The freaking camera glitching.
The bathrooms.
Was it the bathroom scenes? No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Damn, I don't remember.
The computer?
I'm trying to remember. I don't want to be. I don't want to be
Going
spooked.
back. No, this one we already
Yeah,
did.
we did it. Yeah, we did.
It's tough for me because I played recently, so I'm just like trying to remember
So maybe here.
where I was versus where we are.
Okay. What's
Yeah,
it?
it's funny because the Red Barrel's intro, the sound that it makes, like what you hear when you play any of our games,
Here. Okay,
the
yeah.
music is from this game. So when you hear it
Oh
organically,
shit. Okay.
fuck.
That. Oh, I forgot about this one. Oh man, I think I'm gonna replay it and this.
I think you have to. I think you have homework.
Yeah.
I see our next guest.
Uh-oh.
It's Francis. It's Francis.
Okay, now then no sound, so it means there's something's gonna bad.
Okay, so
Something
we'll
that's gonna
see.
happen. I'm lost. No, here? No, we did it.
Our
no,
poor sweet
no,
angel.
No, yeah, here. Up there?
Yeah, go down here. Open the door.
Phone?
I think it's a trigger. And then you go back. The phone is
Damn,
ringing.
we're so fucked up. We did that?
Now the phone rings.
Are you sure?
There's poop in there, or whatever that is. There's nothing in here. And then if you listen to the phone,
Definitely.
perfect sound
Was it
cue.
there?
We'll bring Francis
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yes.
sound cue.
Yes, okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and you
Inspiration.
really-
Inspiration? Freddy. The Friday 13.
Yeah.
No.
The phone.
No, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. That's our guy. God damn
It's
it.
this. It's the
But
sequel.
on that,
Yeah.
we are going to. Yeah, I know. Well, you have homework to do. Well, I mean,
Oh,
unless
yeah.
you want to
I'm
survive,
done.
do the chase. Do the
okay.
chase. Do the chase.
No, I'm gonna die.
Chat wants to finish the chase.
Okay. Whoa.
Just survive.
Yeah, it was this.
It's tough.
This way.
Down.
This way. You sure?
Yeah, the locker.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's that part. Ignore me.
I'm about to.
Chad, am I
not
crazy?
know.
How far are we into the game? We are at the Scalled job, second chapter.
No, I don't want to die. Maybe it was just a not. Yeah, that was just something that is not real. Okay, yeah, so I can go back. So it was not a chase.
It was not real. Okay, so now we go back to the office.
Yeah, I think we can. I think.
It was not real. Oh yeah.
The phone. The phone is over there. Yes. And then.
Hello? Hello? Oh, thank God you're alive. I need you to stay calm. We're going to get you help. We'll get you out of there. I want you to find a place to hide. Someplace safe where you can remember the taste of her kiss when you felt her neck break, you diseased cocksucker.
That.
Just all the tongues.
Yeah.
Ew. Wait, Francis. Francis, come back. Okay.
We're good.
We're gonna swap, and everybody throw in a little wave in the chat to David.
Thanks, guys.
It's really nice to have the team join us for this. Usually I'm all alone and it's lame, and now we get to talk about it, which is great.
It was a pleasure, guys.
Yes, and next time do your homework,
Yeah.
because the next anniversary coming is Outlast 1. So yeah, we're
I'll be
good.
good.
And we'll be back in a couple minutes with a new guest. we are here with a new guest. I'm going to reload the feed and the chat. I want to see how y'all are doing. Yes, look at us. It's us.
Here we are.
I'm here with Francis Brus. How do we pronounce it?
Brus.
Brus.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, everybody together. Francis Brus. Perfect. S'il vous plaît. So yeah, we got a couple questions specifically for you and some things I want to know as well, that we're going to go through. I am at a segment of the game right now where David left off that is literally a chase sequence. So we're going to pause the gameplay for a bit. We're going to do a little different right now. And we're going to start with some questions, talking to Francis about his work on which he elaborated before we started. Right now was like, hey, I was not there for Outlast 1. Just
I
like
got
PT
there
dubs.
right at the end. Yeah.
How was that?
That was pretty cool. I actually.
It had blown up at that point?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. I got there to ship the console versions of it, and a lot of the stuff had been done by Game On Audio, and I just kind of came in at the end to be the lone soldier for Red Barrels for a few years.
Oh my God. Yeah. I know. It must have been crazy. And you were working with Sam for the music, for the soundtracking, and then going into just how do I make the sound in this game scary, the cues. Like, what was like your big thing when you were doing Whistleblower that really helped you going into too?
Well, first off, horror in audio for me had always been a dream. So leaving somewhere where it wasn't as passionate for me, other than getting into full horror and to really working with silence, with freaking people out, with that texture, that organic, cool feel. It was a cool challenge from Whistleblower on, and then after Outlast 2, and then Trials, and all the
a different
stuff.
Beast, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just,
Absolutely.
and now the audio team is.
We're at 3 now. Yeah, we're 3 now. We're a huge team.
I know, right? You're like enormous.
Super efficient with Emmanuel Boucher, Mackenzie Sawyer. They're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so working on Outlast 2, like I was going to everybody who I wanted to be part of the stream and asking them, like, what was your favorite part? What do you want to play? And Francis was like, listen, you can play, but I will answer whatever they want. So we got a couple of good questions from people. The first question is from Daniel. Daniel asked, this one is for Francis Brus.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite sound from Outlast 2?
Oh boy, that's like choosing a favorite child.
Yeah, literally, I was gonna say, like, you don't have to say one. You could say like 3.
I think there's so many, like David was saying just before. There's so many thematics, so many different ambiences, so many different things we wanted to explore, which were again so much fun to kind of get into the forest and get into the mines and get into like all of it was super fun. I guess the harp sound from up top over the river when it does the and when the sequence after the village when the birds fall, and so that was a lot of exploring into obviously these sounds are super cool.
I was like, I think I'm dying, let me just play this out.
A lot of the sounds that I recorded too were fun because in the optic of staying super organic and grounded to earth. There's a cornfield sequence that I had to record sprinting through a cornfield with my mics. I'd gotten some binaural mics as well, just to make it feel like the player's really running in the field. So
you were like manual. I know that even when I started Red Barrels, your chalet was known as like the place where you would record sounds like IRL.
Yep. Absolutely, it looks like it too. There's all the old tools and farming equipment, and the cornfields, and all the wood for the footsteps, for the doors. All that was recorded from actual 100-year-old doors and wood and planks and stuff. No, it was fun for that. I even had a sequence I was looking at. I took note of it mentally when Chateau, David, was talking about his favorite sequence with Nick and Laird.
Yes.
And they bury you in a box in the ground.
We're going to get there.
And Yeah, I laid in a box on the ground
Stop.
with microphones and asked someone to shovel dirt, gravel, and rocks and drag on top of my head while
Like
I'm wearing them.
fearless.
It was amazing. I think that would be probably my favorite sound from Outlast.
I like played that last night and I was like, this is terrifying. Am I unlocking a new fear here? You were just like, I'm recording this. This is awesome.
Yeah,
it's gonna sound
actually
great
cool.
in the game. Like just amazing.
Yeah.
This is a question, speaking of sounds, this one's related to the Heretics design. They said, my question is, compared to the villagers, the Heretics have seemed to lost their ability to speak, and they rely on like shrieking and guttural sounds. Was this intended to show how the morphogenic engine and those ways were affecting their brain, or was it more of like an aesthetic thing?
That's a lot of those questions are JT questions
really?
because
Like-
he really gets into the backstory, the lore of why it's happening, etc. I know that we did study a lot of like the Aramaic languages and stuff to make it feel like it's all cult based, and we're all trying to find ways to tie that in. JT would most likely have a super
Like an actual
super
lore
precise,
answer.
exactly,
But
super
technically
precise.
speaking, like when it came to recording it and doing the sound for it, were you given that direction, or were you given free reign and kind of were inspired by the research generally?
We're inspired by the research a lot. Coaching the actors how to get what we need is another aspect of our everyday work. No, that's very, very interesting stuff we did for that section. And it's always weird to try to explain to voice actors what we're kind of getting at and what we
like
kind of
what emotion
need.
do I need to be pulling from?
Some
Wow.
actors just got out of a subway recording for the session before, and now we're asking them to do quite crazy stuff. So, but
Would you always give the full context, or would you just be vague?
a lot of context is given. Often these actors either have been in Outlast 1, Whistleblower, Outlast 2, even in Trials. We have a lot of the actors that do come back because we love working with them and they're amazing. They're the reason why the game is so awesome, in my opinion.
There's a lot of comebacks. Like somebody was saying that they think the guy whose daughter gets killed in the chapel, and he's like tied on the thing.
Yes.
Hugo is there. Hugo Dallaire.
Bonjour,
Appearance.
Hugo. Bonjour, Hugo.
He's like, don't let me come in. It's fine. He's like, please don't look at me anymore.
I tried doing that, but I got pulled.
No,
in, so
I was
that's
like,
okay. That's okay.
So what was I saying? The recordings,
Yeah.
yes, the actors being the same. So they were saying, like, I think that's the guy who plays Gluskin. And it was Phil at the time was saying, yeah, we reuse a lot of the same actors. Some that people always obviously have noticed. Chat, I don't have you open right now, but I know you're probably sounding off. Everyone says bonjour, Hugo, also.
Bonjour, Hugo.
Bonjour.
But
Yeah, who was the most fun to work with? Like, I know you work with Simon Peacock a lot for the direction, and he's been around.
And he's been
ever.
in the game as well.
Yeah.
There's just so many actors. Of course, Sean, which
Yeah.
was a huge part of that as well. Erica was which was Lynn was awesome. Vlasta, which was Noth, was completely insane, and he's been back. So a lot of these actors that we do enjoy working with often want to come back because it's something that's so out of the ordinary that we have them
They're
do.
okay with this crazy context, but it is cool to see people come back and I mean, obviously they like working with you. You know,
So, hopefully we try to make it a cool experience. But again, in the recordings, like it's always, it could be a very awkward trying to set them up for the scene. But the people we've worked with before love coming back because we put them at ease and we try to get them to act out some crazy scenarios that they wouldn't usually have to do in other contexts. So no, it's fun. Very awkward. Scenarios that we're trying to put them in, but they're always hyper professional, and we have thousands and thousands of lines that kind of help the player get.
Speaking of thousands of lines, thousands and thousands.
And thousands and thousands.
So the next question was actually, Blake still has some unused lines where he talks to Lynn and, situations. Was Lynn going to have a bigger role in the game? Again, you don't need to answer that particular aspect if you don't want to.
No,
but with unused lines, like, what were maybe some of the ones that were harder to cut?
So usually what we do in a recording session is to make sure we cover all our options. And a lot of times it's not that something has been cut, but it's something that we kind of planned in advance for just in case. Yeah. And when it gets into production, and we like David and Phil were saying, like it was a limited team and limited tech to get everything. So once we get there, at least we're not caught with some line, we would have needed that, so let's get them back in. So it's more of a strategy in that sense, more than cutting something per se.
See, we never cut, we just reuse.
Yeah, it's reuse and making sure that we're kind of set up for the next situation. Or if it does happen, you know what, we have this kind of in our back pocket, but no, it's not for cutting stuff in particular, or because Lynn and Blake / Waylon / Sean, we had a lot of backups to make sure that we can use them in all the different types of situations. Or if the animators have a different kind of setup, okay, then we can use this line, it's more intense instead of this one. So yeah,
like a lot of the lines, like I know because we just made that video to celebrate the 9-year anniversary for Outlast 2, and we were looking for Jessica's singing, and I know that a lot of people have visceral reactions to that. I know I did, like the scene that we were playing through earlier has it. It's such a beautiful recording. And there's two. There's one where she's just like chilling. She's singing it like as if you would. And the other one, she's a lot more emotional. And it's spliced in with louder Milch singing as well. And I was like, this is such a, listening to it with like nothing is so sad. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and if you remember, one of them's coming from inside the well. Yes. And it attracts you to that. Other ones are, some of them were used a bit for trailer-ish stuff for our teasers and for, so
some of them were like little, like almost Easter eggs in the maps. Like as Blake is going through the map, you're hearing these like audio cues of like his mind playing.
Is it in the school? Is he still in the school? Is he, what's going on there?
Yeah, that's what's cool. Like it was funny, David was saying it was Hugo who did a lot of the transitions just visually, right? Yep. But when it comes to doing the transitions with audio and changing from scene to scene, you said you have to deal with a lot of settings.
A lot of settings, and again, the very limited tech compared to what we have now, and different stuff we can use now. There was a lot of custom one-off stuff. So when he does a transition like that, I have to make sure that it's well loaded, that the timing fits, that there's no, it's quite special. It was quite a challenge. Again, super fun to do with like-minded people like Philippe and Alex and Pat.
It's easy to work with. Like you guys just have a way of making it so collaborative and like getting to an end goal really well. Like the synergy is the word I was looking for.
I was gonna say synergy. I think that is mainly what is behind Outlast 2. Is why it's that cool is because of the people behind it and the way that we were able to just react and kind of go from one subject to the other together and kind of have that same let's freak players out and let's try to push them to a certain point to get them for fear and immersion. And it was that was the coolest part of Outlast 2 in my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about the sound and how much that played a role in like the setting and getting you in the mood and building the tension. What was like the most challenging sound that you had to make or work on or do? I'm not sure if that's music related or integrating the music with certain sounds. I'm not sure. But what can you think of that was like, damn, this sequence is my magnum opus for Outlast 2?
All of them. And I can say that just because there are so many different aspects. It being animation, is it on the player? The amount of footsteps that we hear, do we want that to be annoying, or let's keep it in to keep the player immersed? And that's 100% the most difficult thing, because it's super easy to kind of lean back on some more generic stuff, but to be able to keep it alive and keep the tension up, to keep music is the other aspect. The voice acting is another one. A whole bunch of different things. That's why I can't really pick one. They were all challenging kind of in their own bubble, but everything was mostly one-off stuff. So when you get to the oh shit, it's raining blood now. That would be a good idea. Can we do it? Let's get it done. Okay, that's anyway.
It's funny because like if there was a part that I had to pick for you, it was that. I was like, I feel like the raining blood, like just that those couple scenes were just so intense. Like you said, the birds falling, the blood's happening. You're kind of, you just got out of like a school sequence and you're just like, oh my God, there's so much going on. You almost feel like you're in Blake's mind. Like, I don't know. You did a really good job.
Oh.
Props.
Did it all for these people.
All for you.
Yep.
Oh God. Well, one of the questions that we already basically answered was how did you introduce the voice actors to the story that they'll be voicing in? So I feel like you pretty much nailed that on the head.
And that's a huge part of my everyday life, either be it on Whistleblower or Outlast 2, even now with Trials, is to try and get the people where mentally they're where you're at without it being comical, without it being cartoony, without being a monster, without like it's those explanations which JT is really, really good at to get everybody in that mood.
Oh yes.
Another one that was challenging was getting Jessica and Small Blake. That was a cool challenge, and it was part of trying to explain and trying to get everything done correctly. And no, that was quite a challenge, but super fun. Especially when we do integrate it and put it in game. It's fun.
Yeah, she did a really good job, and like even just amazing. Like when you're hearing her screams going through the school, it's just her shrieking, and you see how much it takes for a voice actor to be doing that for a while. I was like, this like 14-year-old is just like going off. She's just like scream queening, you know?
Yeah, and to get that, it's that visceral feeling of you can react to as a younger person is yelling at the top of their lungs. That was
like a guttural, just, she was so good.
Very, very.
Yeah. All right. So someone asked, speaking of cut voice lines, I think I know the answer to this one, but it's about Nick and Laird's cut voice lines. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about the unused dialogue, such as Nick and Laird's somber moment after falling off the cliff and Papa not freaking out over taking pills from the medicine cabinet from Sebastien? I feel like didn't get cut.
Get cut. Just having options and being, what if at the end of the scene they can do that? Oh no, finally we're gonna take out more this way, and same thing. It's
it like never even got put into the picture.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have that in the back pocket just in case, but no, nothing was cut. Don't worry.
It's funny because like that's the caveat of the data mining and like getting everything. And I get it. Some people are just really interested and you want to know and you want to see all those VOs and recording and all Francis' hard work. But it's just like there is a reason why it's not in the game. And like we're at the point now where it's 9 years after the game. We can talk about it and justify it, but sometimes if you're so fixated on what it wasn't, you're not going to be able to enjoy what it is. So I think like even for me working here, I had to kind of go like, I wish I didn't know that story about that or whatever. But there was nothing like that here because we always reused something, or there was always an explanation. There was never anything that was really left to the curb that like there was this whole side plot. Like
exactly, and we were such an efficient, well-oiled machine to get it out and to get it shipped. As such a small team that no, there wasn't any background plan to be like, hey, no, let's just cut this one. No, whatever was there, let's go. Let's put it in. Let's move on. Let's go. Yeah, exactly.
Good. Like Phil said, this isn't an orchestra, right? There's not one guy directing the choir, you know? Okay, so this one's from Diego. He says, I'm a player from Mexico. My question is for Francis. Was there a different approach to the way audio feels and interacts with the player from, I think we talked about this pretty much, from Whistleblower, and what were the big changes you made going into Outlast 2?
Again, the mandate that I had in my head was to, and with everybody else basically, is to keep the brand and vibe and what makes an Outlast has to merge through to Outlast 2. This is not a new, different game. This is like in the same DNA as we had. So no, there's nothing that was completely out of the box. But yes, in terms of systems, in terms of musically, we tried to switch it up. The thematic stuff, the ambiences, so a lot changed, but everything was with the goal of staying Outlast, and that's, I think, the most important part, was to stay within that frame and that idea. So
I think it worked.
I think it worked pretty damn well. Even the VOs, we decided to put more lines on the player versus the just oh-nos and breath and etc. So
like when you open your camera and Blake says a line to contextualize what you just caught on video. A lot of people were saying like that was a big change from Outlast 1 to 2 to kind of try to direct the player story-wise.
So narratively speaking, to give a bit more at that point, and I saw Phil did a recording earlier, and he reacted being like, I didn't even remember there was this mechanic, and I'm the same. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's true.
It's been so long.
Oh my God.
Homework. It's time to like just get back into it. I know it's always fun to like every year or so just replaying it and seeing all those things. Like David was saying too, like there's some things like I didn't even remember. Yeah,
and I can hear some assets or look at some parts where I'm like, oh my God, that's completely true. We did that, and oh my God, in the school here in the vents when you're crawling, I'm like, oh my God. And when I see it, I can remember every single trigger that triggers what's going to go on next. So
God, that kind of ruins the game for you. That's why you're like, I don't know.
So sorry about that, but
but 100%. David was saying that like it's been so long since I replayed. He was telling me this before we got on the stream, and he was saying that like, once you ship it, it's kind of like it's hard to play. You want to see people play it.
Yeah.
That's the pull. You want to see people react to that thing that you've been working on and perceive it, and enjoy their take on it.
And to know the work and the tension that you're building, and that this is going to happen at this moment, and to see it work is fantastic. So
you must have had so much fun watching the jump scares and all those cues and stuff like those streams.
Yeah, those were very fun. And again, seeing all these beautiful people just play and play and play was really, really rewarding. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I'd love another mainline story game. Don't worry. We're just working on Outlast trials for now, but I know that the guys are very pumped, and we know that like people always talk about it. But when we're ready to talk about it, we will get there. It's the same like the movie, guys. You know how it goes. Who came up with the idea of having the main character Blake come up with those voice lines? Like, how did that come to be? That was a question from Melly. So
and that's a lot of the group of Phil narratively wanted to bring a bit more to that as well. It's the group effort to try it out in prototyping. Let's see how it sticks and see how interesting it is, and it does allow us to give a lot more details and narrative and feeling. You connect with the character a bit more, and instead of just being breaths, at least now you can give more information. And that's
instead of breaths, it's fuck Lynn.
Lynn. That might have been the line that I said the most after the game came out, was just Lynn.
It's funny because like at the beginning when he initially loses her, it's just like Lynn. Oh, it's great. It's okay. It's a trademark. All right, let me read this one from Allison, who says, I have a question for Francis Brus. The sound design in Outlast 2 has been some of the best I've ever seen. What I'm curious about is the folk songs and the religious songs that some villagers sing. I remember one of them chanting, "Hide you in the blood," to a vague rhythm. Was that something written by you or anybody from the team? It's just a song that's out there. And they say, thanks a bunch. You are awesome.
It's some of those songs come straight from JT's head.
Of course.
And some of them are, I think that one was a folk traditional one of many years back, where we kind of bring back into our own Outlast flavor. But some of them do come from JT's brain. In the middle of a recording, we'll be like, hey, maybe we could have him hum this or try this little melody or this little something. So it does come, that one is from an old traditional folk, which again, put into Outlast context is pretty fun.
Right? Like
fun. I had it as a ringtone for a while.
Stop. It's like one of those songs. It's like the we have in trials. It's like this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then there's the be careful little eyes, and this one. Like those little songs. If I go to church And I hear that song, I'm just like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here now.
Yep. Put into context, I think it did it did a good job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Lana, this question is for Francis. Do you have any inspirations, movies or games that influenced your work?
Absolutely. I guess in general, the classic horror, The Shining, the Space Odyssey stuff, and everything that's
Kubrick fan?
A lot. But in term for Outlast 2, there was a lot of, I think David and Phil mentioned it. I watched like the documentaries on cult leaders.
Yeah,
and,
like the Jim Jones stuff.
Like exactly, and I think it's the Sacrament that is one of it. Anyway,
Oh,
just a whole
Heaven's Gate.
a whole bunch of versions of and other documentary, and often old ones have creepy music to it, and it's fun, that tone of voice that's okay, so that
analog
that got me in that side inspiration, and the rest is more, it's not from one particular movie or not one particular game, it's the vibe, the vibe of manipulating fear, silence, and loud but not loud, and more like that's more the challenge.
Okay, my side question.
Yeah.
Was there any movies or any music that you listened to that really was like, you were like, oh, this is well, I mean, not gonna say well mixed, but like you were really like kind of inspired by when you're doing your work for Outlast 2, that you were like looking at for inspiration because you were like, wow, this is actually
a lot of old traditional folk lost songs that you'll just hear in really, really shitty recordings.
Yeah, and like obscure.
We're in the village, some banjo stuff that I wouldn't necessarily like. I'm not listening to that in traffic in the truck, like. But sometimes yes. But that type of stuff kind of inspired me. But I get inspiration from anything. So even if it's kids cartoons, because I have kids at home. So even if it's lighter stuff or other types of movies, there's always cool mechanics or cool little things going on there that I can kind of snipe from there. But mostly, it was a lot of the horror stuff. The Shining, again, for me was the go-to. When I need to get inspired, I just go sit down and watch that for the trillionth time.
It's very aesthetic and it's very well paced. Like I like Kubrick and his storytelling too. I just rewatched Eyes Wide Shut recently, and I was like, oh my God, this is like, I get that I thought it was like a lot more intense than it was, but just as a work of art, it's really interesting.
Exactly, because all the other games like the Amnesia and the Soma and like all these other games have done super cool things that I, again, just try to get inspired where I can, either it being a recording in the woods somewhere in a cornfield or
getting buried. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
you heard it here
that's
first.
Part of it. That's
Yeah, people are happy. They're like, Amnesia and Soma. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, Amnesia came out before Outlast and was a huge catalyst in realizing, like, whoa, this genre is, like, survival horror is, I mean, obviously, like, Resident Evil happened before, but that kind of, like, style, right? So being a part of this and doing a sequel, I can imagine the expectations, man. Like just working on that, trying to close it, and the stress. Like Phil said, like you guys worked so hard that you were like, we're drained. We need to, refuel before we think of what's next.
Yeah, but it was a work of love, of putting all our hearts into it, and no, I really enjoyed the process. Even the hard parts where everything has to be custom and super was a fun part. I think back at what we went through to get there, and I'm still super proud, super happy about it, and I'm again super proud of Red Barrels in general. Just to be
15
there,
years.
like that's insane. That's insane.
Right?
Insane.
Because like Phil was saying, like a lot of the questions we're asking about, like, do we want to build an anthology? What's next? Did you always picture having a 2? Was there a DLC? Like all this like big scope, and Phil was like, we hoped that things would happen, right? Yeah. We think about what are we doing right now, and you think a bit about the future. You plan a bit for ahead, but you're mostly just focusing on right now, and how to do the best with what you're working on now.
What can we do right now to make the player love it more, or to make the experience better. And if we can polish a bit of this, then okay, we'll try, but always trying to get it to that next polish level. And it's not even, I say polish, it's not polish, it's experience. It's just the experience. So to learn, especially in a smaller group, where to put your time and effort, because some of it is not going to change the player experience. It doesn't matter if that piece of leaf there is not the exact thing, or doesn't have the exact
what's
sound.
going to affect
Who cares?
their
Because
playthrough?
this thing that's coming up is what we're trying to build you up and release that tension and build it back up again. Like, playing with the players is really fun. That was the most important part in all that, for me anyway.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because you're dealing with sound, so it's so intricate, and that it really sets the tone when you have that in your headset, right? Like, I know. I mean, I was playing it on my TV, and I was like, wow, this is like something else. Like, it's worse because it feels like that whole ambiance is leaking into your house. And then I was walking down the hallway, and I was just like, I'm creeped out. It worked.
If we can get people there to that stage, then our job is done.
Yeah.
100%.
The computer is the easy one because you're locked in, you're sitting down, right? But when it's like in your house, you're chilling, you're like, oh, fuck. What's behind my window? All right. So next question. I think I should have asked Etienne, who's out here being our producer, our amazing video editor, for time checks. Because, like, I have no concept of time. How are we on time? Okay, that's fine, because we have one more person. We're going to play a bit with them, but I want to get through Francis's questions. Yeah. So next question. So this is from someone who is hoping to be a sound designer. And they say, I'm a sound designer for over a few years. I've wanted to evolve in many ways, such as getting better programs, buying tools, maximizing the quality of my output. I started making and developing probably on Roblox, so making like game sounds and things like that. He was able to buy his first car with that, because Roblox, you kind of just like start programming, right?
Good job.
Very user based. Yeah. But sadly, it's not very profiting for like a full life thing. Fair. So what do you find that he can apply to maybe go beyond that? And he says, any tip from a respected Outlast sign designer you can give me, I would much appreciate it. Much love.
Well, good job on doing what you love doing, no matter if it's on Roblox or anything else. Good job doing it. That is the first step, and the first step is the most important one, is just get doing it.
Yeah, like do the thing.
If there's any software you can get your hands on, get it and practice with it, because the best tool is the one you know. So some people will only work on Reaper, some people only with all the Pro Tools and everything. Just find the one that you want to get and get good at it. Get good and practice and try doing demos and grab some footage from something else and try remaking the sound on it and try doing it better. Try to record every little step that you're taking. But I think the most important one is step one. Go do it, because just try it out. Try any software. Try look on YouTube with tutorials, etc., and just try getting immersed in that. So if you like horror, get immersed in horror. Find your
niche.
Yeah, if you like little pony games and little anything, just go do it. If it's cute stuff, go do it. Record assets. Try to make sound banks. It's really
sound banks is a good idea.
It's just the first step is just getting it done.
Yeah, and you seem like you have already some like success, and you did do some good work. So all the best of luck to you.
Yeah.
And the tools, I think, is a big question people ask. It's not the tools. It's the same way with like programming, which like our next guest is going to be one of our programmers. And he always says, like, as long as you learn to program, like, it doesn't really matter the language depending on what you're doing, of course. But in terms of tools for sound, I always asked you the same for like video editing, and you're like, whatever you use.
Whatever you use is the best tool. Whatever you're more comfortable with, whatever you enjoy the most learning and that you're more skilled at, just use that. And that's 100% what I would suggest. Because even in starting from Whistleblower Outlast 2, I was the only sound designer, so I had to rely more on the scalability and systems of being like, I can't be every single time retouching this thing. So I had to work a lot with Wise, because Wise is just amazing. I had to work with them and learning by myself some really crafty ways of not having to redo something over and over and over again. Well, okay, scalability. So I got really good with Wise and with the tech that was the best it could be for Outlast 2. And from there on, it just kind of built from there. But I had to go in and really get my hands dirty and try to figure stuff out by myself, because we were doing something that wasn't the most common thing. So a lot of the tools are not specifically adapted to what we're trying to do. So yeah, that's more, that tools are the same thing as software or anything else. Just find what you want to do and just practice at it and just put your hands in it and try to break it and then try to fix it.
Yeah. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Spoken like an audio director. All right, so another question, and actually, we already asked this one. It's another Marta Val question. Big shocker. Yeah, everybody but I don't understand why like this.
But both of them were amazing, so it would have been fun to have an Outlast just them.
Again,
like they're
the voice lines, right?
Yep.
Like people saw the voice lines and they were like, "What is that?"
Yeah, and they were both amazing actors and so good, and really in game were super fun to play with.
Like even like Marta's voice, my girl, like how she does. Like even Marta's voice, like the way she has like that guttural, like kind of like way she's talking like this, like for so long. I was like, how does she probably hydrates is a seasoned vet, and she's been around. She is so good. And for Outlast, we have to have maximum 2-hour sessions because everybody gives it their 100%, and we try to be very careful with our actors because we want them to come back, we want them to enjoy, not to get wounded.
to give that performance. They like, I do a lot of temp stuff for if I'm recording stuff for just prototyping. I've done hour-long sessions just trying to get just some background stuff in, and I have so much more respect for voice actors now, what they do. Even in coaching, when I'm in sessions and I'm trying to give an example of what, it's so demanding, and they can do it for hours. They're so good at what they do.
Someone mentioned the Heretics voice actors for sure. Like, same, right? It's that same like a little screech. Val as well, like just leading them all, just doing so good.
Yeah, really.
Another fan favorite. Who is your favorite character in Outlast 2? I'll end it on a general question. Like one of your favorite characters or scenes.
I think it would be Noth. Just because
he's right beside you.
Just
he's been beside you the whole time.
There you go. Just for the sheer presence that he has, it was fun to work with the voice actor to get that performance in, and second, just what it represents as you go in Outlast 2. So even being that chapel scene, which was completely insane, and all the way to the end. I'm not going to spoil it for whoever hasn't.
Just in case you haven't finished.
But those two parts were like my favorite, and it's a culminating point of the entire game. So it was more super satisfying working on those types of characters, and especially not.
And he has a whole gospel, right? So you recorded a lot with him.
A lot of stuff, and
just all the things playing on the speakers and
the voices. We rented out a church to record multiple choir singers in a church with just 25 mics all over the place, just to get that ethereal feeling, that super bigger
like
than
open, amphitheater
absolutely vibe. Crazy. So putting it all together at the end with Sam, and it was really something cool to kind of finish
any videos
on.
of that? We hear like content, like do you have any of that recorded like on your old cell phone or something?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of stuff recorded. It's funny because
we did our documentary for Outlast Trials, and I was like, unfortunately, back when the event that happened that we don't want to talk about, you know, it made my heart hurt because I was like, can you imagine like all the things we lost? Like if we, so like anything on that people still had on their personal stuff, they were kind of like, we can put together this like documentary or like try to piece together what it was like making Outlast 2.
Yeah.
And you're sound, so you
And
got probably a lot of things recorded.
I have a lot of stuff recorded, but a lot of stuff lost as well. And that was, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, and you were talking about Easter eggs. I have a tendency to, when I am creating different unique sounds, I tend to put parts of my life in it, and I have my old dog that had sounds in there.
Don't make chat cry.
Some
mentioned old dogs.
Some baby ultrasounds for my oldest and my youngest, and all that is hidden in there. And I have the original recordings, which are gone, but I still have Outlast 2 to kind of, I know where they are. I know exactly what parts of it. So it is very it's fun for me to replay it and to re-see all these cool things.
That's awesome. Oh my God, what a happy, like wholehearted, sweet way to end this segment.
Let's go.
Very cute.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us and talk about this.
And thanks for asking the questions. Yes. And it's always super fun to hear from the community, the fans. That's the reason why we're here. That's why we're sitting here and doing what we love, is because of all these people, these awesome questions.
Honestly, we were a little stressed of doing a live stream, but it's been going really well. Thank you for everyone in chat for reacting and for sitting down and listening to us. We're going to take a little pause while Francis swaps out and we get Francois, Frank, who's going to be coming in, one of our programmers, to play through a little segment. So we will see you in about 5 minutes-ish. All right?
Thank you,
Bye,
guys. Thank you.
we back? Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our final segment. With me is our programmer, Francois Vaillancourt, aka Frank. So however it comes out, it comes out. Frank has been at Red Barrels for 10 years.
Yeah.
11. Oh my God, time. We are celebrating our 15th year anniversary. So do the math. Frank came in at the beginning of Outlast 2?
Not the exact beginning. They were already done doing pre-production. So I know I listened to the stream before. David said that they were thinking of having Outlast 2 in the snow, and then they choose not to, and then they kept the snow for the school levels.
Yeah.
But when I came in, they already made these decisions. So they already tried some stuff.
Okay.
But when I came in, they were like, okay, Outlast 2 is going to be in a desert and you're going to switch to a school. So they already had some stuff figured out before I came in.
Okay, so you were in it was like a year that they were in production?
Oh, less than a year. I don't know how many months, but...
Me here trying to make a timeline.
Yeah, but I don't know how many months exactly, but I think it's a couple of months, maybe 3, maybe a bit more, maybe less.
Okay. That's a good amount of context for us to get into the segment that we are playing today, which Frank chose the lake. It's funny because we tried to capture this. I think it was like 2 years ago. I had just gotten a little closet stream room, and I was like, we need to capture your dev take on what you worked on as a programmer, and I wanted to do this segment. So I'm really glad that we get to play through it today, because all that footage was crap. The sound was horrible. And now we have our amazing team helping us today. We have Etienne, our video editor, and we have Laurence, one of our artists in marketing, who's helping us organize all this, and it's been great. And thank you again to everybody who sent in your questions, because while Frank is playing through this, I will feed some of that in there. But a lot of this we've already practiced, because we've played through this part and I know what he worked on and all the cool little things that he programmed. So without further ado, let's get into it. We can start playing through the sequence. I know this is on normal, I think.
No, I took story mode, but I think it doesn't matter for this section.
No, it doesn't matter. The only thing is it'll have less ambient enemies who are going to interrupt.
Yeah, but I don't think there's enemies in this section.
Even better, because I played it on normal, so I didn't feel that difference either. But this is also one of my favorite sequences now that Outlast Trials is out too, because it really shows us it's okay. You go through it as long as you survive. But
I need to figure out the control too.
Yeah, sorry. This is PS5. The remote is different than what we're used to playing. Even when we play on computer, I always use an Xbox remote, so it was an adjustment period for me too. My father.
I remember this part because we don't want the player to go into the water, so we want them to feel threatened to go into the water.
Yeah.
So, if I remember correctly, we just got out of a school section. We haven't played it because we just started from this chapter, but I think you've just seen Father Luderminch in the school, so it's supposed to tell you, oh, there's something weird in the water, don't go in the water, and we can actually go in the water, so we have a cutscene that's gonna kill us and then remove all the blood around the screen.
Yeah. I feel like it's a rite of passage, just end it.
I forgot you could swim in Outlast 2. Something we didn't want to bring back for trial. That's also something I worked on.
Swimming is exhausting. Yeah, it's funny because I remember getting that text on the screen and being like, okay, where's the safe ground? Oh, I am dead. I shouldn't be here.
Also, I don't know if in this part of the game you know the demons following you is Father Luderminch, but it's here you could see him go in the water, and then you could see the demon. So I don't know if it's the first hint of them being related, or
no. In the other chase sequences, you kind of see that he's already the creature in the school.
Okay.
Yeah, so you already kind of know that they're the same. Sorry.
I know you have to find a raft, but I don't remember where it is.
I believe.
I don't think it's here. I think maybe
Yeah,
you
no,
have
there's
to
a
go.
battery, I think, at the end of there. But the raft is somewhere else. I think you need to walk to a different section. But on that note, we had some questions for you that we got in. What was the hardest thing that you had to program? I don't know if it was this specifically.
It was the more the more behavior heavy was the raft, because it was so different from everything else in the game.
Even the way you use your oar.
Yeah, so I wanted to make it feel kind of physic. So when you just push forward on the stick, Blake. Oh, that's a little.
Yeah, that was finishing my thought. Like, what is that? I took a screenshot too. I was like, for a nice little señala.
Do you think there's people there right now?
100%.
Do you think
Maybe some escaped?
Amelia's corpse somewhere in there?
Oh God, bro! There was only one other thing you could have said that would have been worse than that. You should not be named. But yeah, it's really cool to see that. I know a lot of questions people were asking, like, how much did we know that the story of Outlast Trials was going to link to 2? There was a little idea of that. Again, I don't have all the fun details of that. JT has all that up here in his noggin. So one day we will have to have that full. We'll just have to sit him down and have a talk about that. But so far in Outlast 2, like the team was explaining, they didn't know what was coming next, right? So there wasn't like gonna be a narrative tie initially. Like the Señala facility was there to explain what was happening right now, which was, you know, the horns, the weirdness, and stuff like that. Yeah, 2 people asked, Danny and the Weird Ducky, thank you for your question about what was one of the hardest things to program and what your biggest challenge was.
Yeah, when you're doing programming for a game, it's not just fun and games. So the other thing that was really hard to do is we switched the physics for the player. So the player used to be a box in Unreal 3. So you'd have weird things where you could get stuck in walls and stuff like this. Now it's all capsule. Every game mostly use capsule for their player, which is what we use for
Trials?
Yeah, exactly. But for Unreal 3, it was a box, and we decided to swap to a capsule, which is a lot of work, and we had so many edge cases because Unreal 3 did not come with this out of the box, but it helps so much navigation that. So, but that's the boring thing. Like,
do you want to laugh about your boring thing? I mean, I know I sent you the questions that people sent in, but segue to another question. What kind of sorcery did you pull off to make Outlast 2 look good in Unreal 3? For years, I thought that it was an Unreal 4 game, but due to just how stunning it was. Also, thanks for the amazing French dub, and props to the actors. Yeah, so, you know, people noticed it. They noticed the work that you put in to make it look so good. Damn, that facility be looking good from afar, though. Don't you just want to just go? It's funny because I think we're going in that direction as well.
Yeah, so that's one thing. We want to keep the game easy to do, but we want it to feel realist. So if you have the camera, I wanted you to be able to row, but you couldn't do with the camera.
Yeah,
so I just removed the camera. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But then yeah, so if you go left, you'll only paddle right.
Like a kayak.
Yeah, exactly. If you go left, then you only paddle left. If you go right, you paddle left. But if you go forward, I actually alternate between the two. But you'll see the raft will slightly go left, slightly go right, slightly go left. So it was important for me that it feels kind of realist.
Yeah, it has like a natural water buoyancy. Realism.
So it's this part is also quite different than the rest of the game. That's why I wanted to play it. It's also I've worked all hard on the navigation of the Raft. Also, was one of the first tasks I've been told I was gonna work on. So when I started working at Red Barrels, they told me they wanted something completely different. That was more linear, but that would break the normal flow of the running around corridor and me chasing you. But they had no idea what they wanted.
Fresh fish.
These are signs. The apocalypse. Hope to
Yeah,
God I'm
seriously,
losing
it's
my
like
shit.
the locusts. Now we got the fish. What's next? Raining blood. Get out of here. No tidal wave. Okay, Moses. Sheesh.
You have another sneak peek.
That's what I wanted to ask Francis, and I totally forgot. Like, when you play Outlast 2, you realize that the Red Barrels intro is like a slice of a bunch of sounds from Outlast 2. And I was like, that's so cool. I like, it's insane. I wanted to know what came first, the Red Barrels intro or the sound for the game. Get him off your foot. He looks like a weird octopus.
I don't remember doing this, but I feel like it was a different swimming animation. It felt like he was more stressed.
Yeah, apparently Blake has really good cardio. I expected him to be swimming a little harder.
Yeah, for somebody that started asthmatic, it's not that bad.
Was Loudermilk inspired by Cthulhu? No. That's what he looked like in the water, though.
I remember one of the playtests we did. There was the demon. It was attacking the players, or following them or something. But we didn't have time to do the animation, so it was just static. It wasn't moving. But people were so afraid of him, they would always look away, run away, and everything. Yep. And when we asked them how well he was animated, they were like, it was perfect. But there was no animation. It was just like people following them. It was so funny.
It doesn't matter how he looks following you. Listen, that's why horror games, they can be the lowest resolution. Like, if the scare is built, it's effective. But then when your graphics are good as well, it's the extra. Yeah, I loved steering through this part. I did wedge myself quite a bit, though. I'm sure people in the chat has also gotten stuck and had to, like, unwedge yourself.
But there's only one place where that happens.
Oh, there? Here?
It's close by, but yeah, you can't wedge yourself anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just thought that was just me.
No, it's just now it goes fast, and you're like, oh, I'm losing control, but then
oh my god, I was like,
and I think it's the first time you see the heretic. You could see them, I think, around the.
I thought there was a way to avoid that.
No.
I feel better about myself.
Fuck, come on.
I don't know if you can die here. I think you can. I always say that the Outlast 1 and 2 are more like roller coasters.
I'm close.
And you really feel it in this part.
It did, like, kind of give me a, what do you call those, like, log rides, you know, kind of vibe? Like, yeah, like a combo of, like, La Pitune from La Ronde, like our amusement park here in Montreal, and, like, a lazy river, you know?
My God. What will they do when there's no baby?
But yeah, the lighting in this part was insane.
Lynn.
I really liked it, because I was always scared of getting lost in the forest. But the way...
So I think that's where Ari Aster had his idea for Midsommar.
I agree, because even David was mentioning another movie, and the way he was describing it, it was like very Midsommar vibes. The Shrine was the movie he was talking about, and the synopsis kind of sounded similar. Great movie, by the way. They're just like high on shrooms, just in a cult, just like not what you want to happen. At least Blake's sober, from what we know. No, man's tripping out. Man is going through like PTSD, like getting knocked out. He's probably concussed.
I think, if I remember correctly, it's the first time his school bleeds in the real world also. Like you'd have the demon in the school, like he's clearly having his moment, but then
You see the priest in
yeah,
here.
but the demon in the water too.
Yeah.
So and they're supposed to be
Separate.
Like,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be memories that are haunting him, and they're bleeding in the actual world.
It's so hard to talk over this part because you're just like,
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
where I would take my family for vacation. Joking.
Also, we have near complete control on the speed of the player. So you're stuck on a river at a specific speed. We control nearly everything for the atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a mix of it's not really cutscene. You have some control, but
Yeah.
you can't control your speed. You can't really. You can only control your route.
There. The raft. Just
I'm going to ask another question, though, since we're going to get back to our beautiful raft in a little bit. So someone asked, my question is for Francois. As a programmer myself, I'm curious, what particular mechanics gave you the most headaches during the development and why?
fucking no.
It's probably the physics capsule thing. Because we try to keep everything as simple as it can be so that we can move forward. Like, we don't want to have like, we like to have many mechanics that are super shallow, so you're moving like from one to another and it feels cinematic. So just here we had the raft, we had the tree pushing, and then we have like the like balance thing, but we don't want to make them complicated, because one thing that I learned doing a horror game for 11 years is people don't read the tutorial, even less when they're afraid.
I'm just like, yup. What the hell? How do I do that?
So you want to keep it simple. So every time we were like, oh, should we make it hard or something? It was never really a question. Always keep it easy. But sometimes sometimes keeping it easy is the hard part. It's how do you make it easy for a player?
I guess that results in maybe sometimes taking control away from the player.
Yeah, there was so many shortcuts. Like when you'd go up the stairs, we didn't have anything to keep the foot from going through geometry, so we just don't allow the player to look down. So that's one of. So if you're looking down and you go upstairs, the player will start looking up, just so that you don't see the foot actually going through
The step.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a consequence of not doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of like we call it the 80-20 rule. So like it's 80% of the work takes 20% of the time, but the last 20% of the work takes 80% of the time. So how far can you take it so that it looks AAA, it looks beautiful, it feels good, but it doesn't take 3 months to do. It takes only 2 weeks.
Trying to streamline here. Yeah, because especially the way Phil was describing it, like, and how, people know, y'all know, the game had been delayed once, and after that first delay, you guys were just like, okay, let's do what we can. And I mean, ended up pretty well, but it must have been a hell of an over holidays crunch.
I think the game was in good shape. It was just not perfect enough. Like I feel like if we go to the roller coaster analogy, it's like you have a great roller coaster, but the wheels are squeaking. So you're like, okay, let's make sure that absolutely none of these wheels squeal. They're all perfectly silent and
oiled up. people want our prime assets, you know? Ta-doom-ch. I just caught a chat and they were like, do you think Chris Walker is a good guy? He tried to kill Walker. I don't know if anyone in these games are good guys, apart from the protagonists.
Yeah, I'd see it the other way around. I feel like the Wall Rider might be the good guy because he
killed
kills
Chris Walker. Oh no, not the dog! I love the pool sequence. It freaked me out so much.
I remember we all went as the whole studio, but we were not that many. We went to see the movie The Following, I think. And there was like a big part of it that was in a pool.
The one where like the girl has to have sex with somebody to pass on the disease. Oh my God, yes. And she's tied to like the wheelchair too. Mm-hmm. They had a Miles moment. I'm not joking. I remember watching that movie and being like, oh my God.
But there's a...
It follows.
It follows. Yeah. I know there's like something so creepy in being in a school alone.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of like sports in high school, and I think that's why this chapter, like in elementary too, like traumatized me. My school never had a pool, but I was at the pool a lot. I would like leave school and go to the pool, and this freaked me out. No! He's coming! Jessica, where do I go? Thank God she's showing us the way.
Nope.
I see some people in the chat asking about some of the questions that were already answered. About the chase scenes. Like how Phil was saying that like some of the chase scenes were just something that got cut to just minimize the amount of like to change the pace of the game, and it was done mostly after the Genesis chapter. Yeah, he said it was something that, and you were there for the Switch version, like 2018, so you saw that progress of going from the first version of Outlast 2 to the second kind of version, like the...
Yeah, I talked because I was looking at what Frictional was doing, and they made a easy version. So we're playing on the easy version now.
Right now, yeah.
There's no enemy, so I don't think it matters. I have no idea where we need to go.
The girls' bathroom.
And then, I remember. I remember looking at what Frictional was doing, and there's a door here. And they added the story mode because people would want to play the game, but they were too afraid. And I was like, Outlast 1, in my mind, is known for the game you play for an hour, and then you recommend it to your friend because you couldn't play it for more than an hour. So I was like, maybe we should think of making a easy mode, and I was talking about maybe
oh god
maybe having a dynamic difficulty where you if you die enough it would get easier.
Bless.
And we can cut
respect that.
chases and stuff like this and Philip didn't like the idea. He didn't like how fake it would feel.
Fuck.
Help me!
I get that though, because it's adapting. Yo, the slide. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. This is Red Barrel's account, so get us all the achievements. So, speaking of that, did you ever get the Messiah achievement?
No.
It's funny, that was one of the questions that someone asked, and I forgot to ask everybody else. But given Francis and David, probably not. Oh, that's smooth. The layer
Yeah, I don't know
transition.
if you can go back. Can you go back?
I think you can, yeah. Goodbye. Actually, we don't want to go back there. Can we stay in the school? Yes, the headcanon is that the wall rider is a protector. The raining blood. So this is kind of what Francis was talking about. Like, oh, it's such a cool scene.
Also, we, as a player, we all... Oh, you see? I can...
Your feet.
I wanted to look down because I'm now all bloody. But you can't stare. So if you're looking down, because we didn't want... Like, we wanted full body awareness, but we didn't want to... you had to use
the circle?
The circle. But we didn't want to put months of work into the body awareness. When you see stuff not working, we just move the camera, and so you don't really see it.
That's the 20%? Or
Yeah.
is that the 80%?
80-20.
Yeah. Oh, and the music too, it's just like, you're just so creeped out. Like, at what point do you just go like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay here.
So, if I remember, there's a button to look back.
Left bumper on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you press it, you just automatically look behind you. And by looking at people playing, I was like, oh, people forget there's this button. So I'm gonna add a tutorial. So what I did is, if you don't use this button for 20 minutes, I'll just remind you can use it. And then I'll just look, can you look back? So there's many places you can't look back, but all the places you could look back, I'd be like, okay, has it been 20 minutes? Then you can. And what I didn't expect is, if you see on the screen something that says press this button to look back, people will automatically assume there's something behind them. So they panic and then they start running. But it could happen in ladders. It could happen on the raft. It could happen like at so many places you couldn't run, and people would just panic. But it was just like a timer that would just be like, okay, it's fine. You're done.
Like, it has nothing to do with what's around you. It's just you haven't pressed the button.
Yeah. So we also have.
Okay, that texture. Okay, I'm not insane, Philippe. Okay,
you mean the footsteps?
Different. No, there's like a piece of fabric on the floor with the little flowers. Okay, I thought it was the same as the ones with the flowers in Trials. So I was like, ooh, same fabric spotted. But no, it's different. It's just flower fabric. So Phil was like, what the hell are you talking about?
So we added a dryness mechanic to when you go in the water or you're bloody, it'll slowly
dry.
Yeah. Without
going into the car wash thing. Okay, one question I wanted to ask you, because you can talk about it a bit more technically. I know that David and Phil probably had answers as well, but a lot of people ask about VR, and I know we've answered that question before, but hearing you explain the way the camera works and how it moves and stuff like that, was that a big reason as to why Outlast 2 VR basically is not a thing?
Yeah, even Outlast 1, I feel like if we want to have a VR experience with the quality we want for the game, we need to just 100% commit to VR. But right now, how we made the game, we don't really take into account that you'll have a VR headset, so that you're more prone to motion sickness. And the game we made, it's like an action horror game in a way where you're always running, always jumping, you're nimble, you fall downstairs, you get grabbed and thrown everywhere. Like these parts where you in VR, you'd get really sick because you're not actually getting thrown on the floor, so your body doesn't feel good. And then so we need to remove this. But now if you don't have this, then you're missing part of the stories. So you're maybe not sure where you need to go next. So then if we want to have both this version of the game and the version VR will make somebody talk to you through a wall or something, and then we're like, should we make that scene? Because it's not right now, it would just be a jump scare.
Yeah.
So that's why we never went ahead and did the VR version, because it's so much work for it. We just need to focus on it. And like, if Outlast was a VR only game, it wouldn't be where it is right now.
100%.
It wouldn't have caught on as much, because the VR market is just so small.
Yeah, but I know that, like, I mean, I have a VR headset. I know a lot of people always ask about it. So, like, clearly they had become more affordable for a long period of time. A lot of games, like, do have ways that you can do it, but I know, like, yeah, the reasoning I always heard was the motion sickness, was that a lot of the way the game is made right now isn't something that can easily port into VR. It would require a lot of work. Yeah. And with the
there's
scope of
mod
what we're
to
doing
make
now,
it work, and I guess the people that use the mod have a high tolerance to the motion
Exactly.
sickness, because
but it goes back to what you said. It's the standard of, like, the quality that we want to have. It's just not something that we would be able to do with the time that we have right now, nor is it viable. So it's just like, I guess, overall ends up in a stalemate. But yeah, I just thought I would poke and answer a little bit of that, even though it's not the answer a lot of people
wished for.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here. Oh, another school section.
Oh God, no. The freaking library. So this is going to be an interesting part to end on. The game is long. Like, and especially, like, obviously we're not playing the whole game. This was meant to be a small segment where we played with a couple devs and talk through experiences and stuff. Who knows, maybe the next time we do a fundraiser stream for 24 hours, we'll play it again. See how far we get. But yeah, this is the chase with Loudermilch.
Yeah, I think in the library where there's like an infinite library with so many books. And
Yes. And it's just like a, what do you call it? Labyrinth? Like a labyrinth. It's very creepy. But let me see if I have a couple more questions for you. Was there any that, like, because I sent you the questions, were there any that you felt like you wanted to reply that I might have missed? There was one about QuickTime events that I found pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know why there were none in Outlast 1.
Yeah,
so,
it might have just been a constraint of, like, the way they envisioned
I know
it at
they
the time.
removed, I think there was like an interaction where you had to shake the mouse, but some people couldn't do it. So they just added a option in the menu to automatically just you succeed, like, because it's like an accessibility thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's unfortunate if you can't move your hand as fast as the QTE asks you to, that you can't play the game. So they just added this option. I don't know if that's why they had no QTE. It's also like QTE are not as cool as they were.
They used to be.
So,
I remember smashing my controller a lot.
But I don't remember while working on Outlast 2 that they would say, okay, let's bring them back, but let's change this so that it's not like what we did in Outlast 1. So I don't even know if they removed it in Outlast 1 or there were none.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, fair. But there's a very few and far between in this game. It's usually like when you're getting jump scared and you have to push somebody off you. Or I guess the mechanic is either like the triangle on PlayStation or flicking your remote. But yeah, that's a good point. Okay, well, thank you, Taco from Saturn, for that question. Giving you the credit late.
There was the somebody asked for the glasses and asthma pump, I think.
Oh yeah, we talked about it a bit with Phil or David about like Blake having asthma.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by all means, the chat was going off about it. So if you want to give a tiny bit
well,
more context.
maybe I'll repeat what's been said. But we tried the asthma pump because I heard Philippe say it, where we want the player to run fast, but we want the player to feel really, what was the word he used? Not fragile, but anyway, like he's not a superhero.
It was just
but
an hour
so
ago.
what we wanted is to kind of have like a stamina system where if you deplete the whole stamina, then you need to use your asthma pump, and we just felt it overcomplicated everything. We're like, is it another collectible? Like, is there battery bandage? And then in this super remote village, just asthma pump bottle,
Like all over the place.
So then we're like, I don't know. So we tried it for a week, I think, and we're like, I don't think it adds much to the experience of Outlast. So we just decided against. The other mechanic we wanted to try is have Blake's glasses fall down, which we do in the game, but they're all cinematic. But
Yeah.
we wanted to try to have you lose them and then have to find them yourself, but with all blurry vision. But I think it's like, it's on paper, it feels like a cool
Me just
idea.
thinking that one scene of like he's putting his glasses back on, he's like adjusting. I think it's when Ethan is leading him. I don't remember fully.
But there's one where the floor gives and then he falls down, and I think you can hear Marta at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
and he
and
just
glasses.
goes, grabs them, and that's it.
That's why I'm wearing my
But
glasses.
also, I feel maybe it would have been like a Scooby-Doo moment, you know, when Velma is looking for her glasses. So we're like, okay, let's keep it as it adds to the first-person experience, because there's not much game where you remove glasses and you put them back.
But already the camera already gives you that
Kinda,
vibe.
yeah.
And if anything, you losing your glasses, Nick and Laird taking your camera, I think is like so much more effective to give that same feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't think, like, it's interesting to stumble in the dark because you still see from close, but it's not interesting to just see blurry and try to figure out what you're looking at. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, honestly, I think we got a lot of good answers out of that. I'm very glad that people in the chat are really enjoying the responses and really enjoying us talking through this. I think it's super valuable, especially after so long. So yeah. I think on that note, we will end the stream. We will not go into the library. We will not. I do not know. Oh my God. I was playing it yesterday and I was just like,
But we're in story mode, but I don't want to try it either.
no. Because then it's like, what if I die? It's going to go on longer. But I think it's like a nice way to end the stream with a nice little bow and say, everybody in chat, please say thank you to Frank for being here, for taking the time. Frank has also played the Outlast Trials with us on stream. This is a different setup. We've been waiting 3 years to do this, so it's really cool that our community has grown so much and that you all enjoy the stream so much that we're able to do something like this, where we can pull our team for a small fraction of time and get them to reminisce and talk about their experience, to give you guys a bit more context where we can, when we can, because some of the things we can't always give. But one thing that definitely resonated in all the questions was how much this game impacted you, whether you felt tied to the story or the characters or the character design and stuff like that. Any questions like that, I didn't purposely leave them out. It's just because we have certain people with certain talents and skills who worked on certain things, so I'm not going to ask them questions that they don't have the answer to. But on that note, I'm going to end you with one more question, actually. Who's your favorite character in Outlast 2? That's a good way. I asked everybody else, so I might as well.
I think I really like the design of Marta. I think she looks so cool. She's so high but so skinny.
And the scythe is just so sick. Like with the rosary beads on it, like all the detail and how it glows at night when she's chasing you. Very cool. Like overall, I love her so much. I would agree. I think for me it's Val and Marta. I love them. I do get why we got a lot of questions about like why was there no resolution in them? Like what's their backstory? I want to know more. A lot of questions about Blake. I will remind everyone we do have free comics on our website. So the Murkoff account goes over all of the Outlast 2 and Outlast 1 stuff. So please do go give those a read. If you haven't read them in a while, you might remember certain things that happened. They give a lot of context to what happens to Blake at the end of this game. Go back, go play Outlast 2 again, reminisce alongside us. And thank you for being here. We will, seeing the reception, we might do this again for Outlast 1 and get the guys to come back down and play it. But yes, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and follow us if you don't. Please do. On Twitch, if you're watching on TikTok, I don't know if there's a follow, just go like our stuff. And on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on so you'll see the next time we're on. We're going to be having an Outlast trial stream on Thursday. But yes, that is pretty much it. On that note, we bid you farewell and we thank you for being here and watching and submitting your questions and being awesome and liking our games. And go play Outlast 2 and then Trials. All right, guys, I will see you on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.